Once upon a time, in a small village by the mountains, there lived a young man. Unlike the villagers who worked hard in the fields, fixed tools, and gathered firewood, this young man preferred to lie under a shady tree and watch the clouds drift by. He was well known in the village for being lazy. One bright afternoon, a wise monk came to the village seeking food. As he walked through, he spotted the young man lying beneath his tree, completely unaware of the busy villagers around him. Curious, the monk approached him. "Why do you lie around all day while others work so hard?" the monk asked gently. The young man opened his eyes and shrugged. "Why should I work when I can rest here? Isn't life meant to be enjoyed?" He yawned and stretched. The monk smiled knowingly. "Would you like to learn the secret to true happiness and success?" The young man perked up at the monk's words. Although he often dreamed of a comfortable life, he had never been willing to work for it. "Of course. Is there an easy way to be happy and successful?" he asked. The monk chuckled and pointed to a distant hill. "Over that hill grows a special plant with magical powers. If you find it, you will gain the strength to achieve anything in life. It won't be easy, but the rewards are worth it." The young man's eyes sparkled with excitement. He imagined himself transformed by the magical plant, filled with strength, wealth, and happiness. "Can you show me where it is?" he asked eagerly. The monk shook his head. "This journey is one you must make alone. But be careful, the path is steep, and you may feel tempted to turn back. Only those with true determination can reach the top." Feeling a mix of hesitation and hope, the young man set off toward the hill, determined to find his fortune. At first, the path was easy, and he felt great. But as he climbed higher, it became difficult. The ground was rocky, the air was thin, and his legs began to ache. Sweat dripped down his face, and he found it hard to breathe. Each step tested his resolve. Halfway up the mountain, he sat on a rock, feeling exhausted and tempted to give up. "This is too hard," he thought. "The monk must have tricked me." But then he remembered the magical plant and felt a spark of determination. Gathering his strength, he continued his climb, step by step. After hours of climbing, he finally reached the summit. He was exhausted and dirty, but a sense of pride filled him. Looking out at the breathtaking view, he felt accomplished. However, when he entered the cave where the plant was supposed to be, he found it empty. Disappointment and anger filled him. "There's no magical plant. The monk lied to me." Frustrated and weary, he began the long journey back down the mountain, feeling foolish for believing the monk. When he returned to the village, he went straight to the monk, who sat calmly beneath a tree, a gentle smile on his face. "There was no magical plant," the young man shouted. "Why did you send me on such a pointless journey?" The monk looked at him with kindness. "How do you feel now?" The young man paused, surprised by the question. He realized he felt different, stronger, more awake, more alive. He had just climbed a mountain, something he never thought he could do. Despite his exhaustion, he felt proud. "The true magic was not in a plant," the monk explained. "It was in you. By overcoming your laziness and pushing through discomfort, you discovered strength and determination within yourself. Those qualities are the real treasures you now possess." The young man stood in silence, reflecting on the monk's words. He understood that the journey had transformed him. Climbing the mountain had forced him out of his comfort zone, revealing a resilience he never knew he had. This realization changed his life. The next morning, he woke up early and joined the villagers in the fields. Though the work was hard, he approached each task with energy and purpose. Whenever he felt like giving up, he remembered the monk's lesson and the strength he found on the mountain. His days of idleness were gone, replaced by dedication and growth. The villagers noticed the change and soon respected him for his hard work. No longer was he known as the laziest person, he became one of the most dependable people in the community. The monk eventually left the village, but his wisdom stayed with the young man, guiding him toward a fulfilling life based on perseverance and self-discovery. If we look at our lives, we often find ourselves faced with the temptation of laziness. It's easy to become comfortable, to rest in the shade while others toil away. However, like the young man who discovered his inner strength on a mountain, we too have the power to overcome our own inertia and find fulfillment. The journey towards success and happiness is rarely easy. It often requires effort, perseverance, and a willingness to step out of our comfort zones. When we feel overwhelmed, we must remember that the path to growth is not always a straight line, it may twist and turn, presenting challenges that test our resolve. Yet, it is through these challenges that we can discover our true potential. To overcome laziness, we can start by setting small, achievable goals. These can provide us with a sense of accomplishment and motivate us to keep going. Surrounding ourselves with supportive people who encourage us to pursue our dreams can also make a significant difference. Each small step forward builds momentum, helping us to realize that effort leads to progress and satisfaction. Moreover, embracing the idea that discomfort is often a precursor to growth can shift our perspective. Instead of avoiding hard work, we can learn to appreciate the strength that comes from facing challenges head-on. Each time we push through our reluctance, we not only build resilience but also move closer to our goals. In the end, like the young man in the story, we have the choice to rise early, take on challenges, and strive for improvement. By recognizing the potential within ourselves and committing to our journey, we can transform laziness into motivation and ultimately lead a life filled with purpose and achievement.